To another episode of the Ian Fritts Show. College football is here, ladies and gentlemen. It is almost August, which means it's college football season. And that is what we are here to discuss today. I am going through every single Big 12 football team's schedule, and I am predicting what games they win, what games they lose. Without further ado, we're going to jump right in. Arizona is the first team up. As you can see here behind me, got this fancy little schedule. I did not make it. Google did. We're just going to zoom right in here to Arizona. First week, they do not play week 0, so we have Hawaii. Look, Noah Fafita, he is back. He is back at quarterback for them. A couple years ago, stellar year. Last year, not so much. Was that just the transition with Jed Fish leaving? Who knows? But Arizona, week 1 against Hawaii, that will be a win for Arizona and the Wildcats. Weber State, win. Kansas State, this is going to be a loss. That was a win. This will be a loss here for Kansas State. That's a loss. At Iowa State, coming off a bye, this is an interesting one because I could see them winning this game after the bye. What does Iowa State do the week before? They also have a bye. Never mind. Forget what I just said. That will be a loss at Iowa State. Oklahoma State at home. I'm high on the Oklahoma State Cowboys this year, higher than most. Now, do I think they win? Probably not. Probably not. So this is gonna be a win for Arizona against Iowa State, or Oklahoma State, excuse me. Arizona at home against BYU. Now, news broke last week, I believe. So whenever this video comes out, you know this is still in July because the BYU, Jake Ratzlaff, he is no longer at BYU. So who's going to be at quarterback for the Cougars? We do not know. We still do not know. So I'm going to put it now for a win. Now we get in October here when this game is played, but maybe BYU has figured things out. But for now, we're gonna give that win to Arizona. So 3-2 to start the season for Arizona. 6 weeks in, pretty solid start for the Arizona Wildcats. At Houston, I like Houston this year 2 for the guys down there in that regime. So I think Houston could be a pretty solid football team this year. So I'm gonna put that down as a loss for the Arizona Wildcats. Take another bye. Every team gets 2 byes again, just like last year. We're doing the 2 byes again this year at Colorado. This is like coming off a bye. What is Colorado doing after this game or before this game? Colorado, they're at Utah. They're at Utah. That would be a tough game. So I'm gonna give the win to Arizona here. We're gonna give that win to Arizona. Kansas at home. I like Kansas, so we're going to give this is a loss for the Wildcats of Arizona. At Cincinnati. Oh, man, Cincinnati really did. They just got nothing going for them. But does Arizona have a lot? I like Fafita. Baylor at home, that's a loss. Automatic L. I love Baylor. And at Arizona State, that will also be a loss. So let's tally these suckers up here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 6-6 year for the boys in Arizona. I don't hate that at all. So we'll go 6. I'm see if I can draw these things very well here. 6-6. Boom. Gonna have to remember that. Okay, maybe I should probably do it over here actually. Well, let's erase that. There we go. Now we'll zoom in and we'll do it over here. 6 and 6. Okay. Next, made a circle. Next team up, Arizona State. I don't know what's going on with this thing right here. It's drawing circles. Maybe I'm just gonna have to do it. Okay, whatever. You guys know what that is. 6-6. Arizona State up. The Wildcats. Look, incredible year last year, making the playoffs, taking Texas to the brink of defeat. People forget about that, and they're just like, oh yeah, Texas won. That was an absolute classic game, instant classic, that Arizona State took Texas to the brink, to the wire. And they're bringing basically everybody back except for Cam Scatterbo. Now, was he the reason they were in that game? Yes, he was. That's besides the point. I still like what the Arizona State Sun Devils have at the helm, at the quarterback position, and Sam Levitt. Kenny Dillingham, he is a dog of a head coach. I love them. Northern Arizona, win. At Mississippi State, win. Texas State at home, win. At Baylor. Now, this is a tough one. I think they're going to lose this game, drop the one on the road to Baylor. So we can go ahead and drop down here and give that a win for Baylor. Just because they're right next to each other, I'll have to, scroll up and down for the rest of these. At home against TCU, that is a win. Excuse me. This one needs to be red. Loss. There we go. Back on track. Bye week. They playing the first 5 weeks of the season just straight. Tough. Baylor has to play the first 6 weeks. Take that bye week in October. Then they go on the road to Utah. I still like Arizona State more, so we're going to give that a win for Arizona State there. Texas Tech. This is the team that everybody is talking about right now. They're saying, hey, Texas Tech, they're favored to win. They're going to get it going. They are the team to beat, okay, in the Big 12. Now, Arizona State's over-under for the season right now. Odds subject to change at whatever sports book you use. I don't have one. Over-under 8.5 for Arizona State. Texas Tech is the other team that has that their over-under is 8.5 in the Big 12. Those are the two highest win totals in the Big 12. 8.5. That's it. That is it, folks. Arizona was 5.5, so I had them hitting the over. This is just gut feeling. What was my gut tell me right now? Right now, at home, the home field advantage for Arizona State is not very large, folks. I don't love that at all. I don't know why that one's red, so we'll give that a green. Right now they're at 5 wins, okay? So to pick them up, 6 wins left in the regular season for Arizona State. They would have to win 3 of these last 6. That's definitely doable. Or 4 of these last 6 to win. Definitely doable. I love the over for Arizona State right now. Even if they lose this Texas Tech game, which I think they will. I went to Arizona State Stadium this year in the summer, and it stinks. It honestly, look, it stinks. That stadium is nothing. So we'll give them a loss against Texas Tech at home. That's an arrow. Oh no. Anyways, that's a loss. You guys know what that is. That's a loss. At home against Texas Tech. At home against Houston, they bounce back. That will be a win. Things are falling apart. Loss. There we go. Back on track. At Iowa State, I love Rocco Becht and the Cyclones and Matt Campbell at Iowa State. On the road, this is probably a night game. If I would have to guess, this is probably a night game. So I'm gonna go loss here at Iowa State. West Virginia at home, that's a win. At Colorado, that's a win. And then Arizona at home, also a win. We already predicted that. So look, this is a 10-2 season. Excuse me, not 10-2. This is a 9-3 season from the Arizona State Sun Devils. So they would hit their over. So right now, I got 2 teams hitting the over. I don't know how good that is. That's probably not a good sign. So that'll be 9-3. If it'll let me draw numbers here. For some reason, it wants to just do shapes immediately. It's a 9. 9. Baylor is the next team up. So we got 2 hitting the over already. Baylor, their over-under is 7.5. Second highest win total in the conference heading into the season. And it's because of this non-conference schedule for the Baylor Bears. Look, the first 2 weeks, Auburn, SMU. Not easy games whatsoever. I believe this Auburn game is a Friday night, and I believe it is in Dallas. It could be at home, but I believe it's in Dallas. In Auburn, there are reports of Jackson Arnold. The coaches are having to tell the defense to lighten up. He's not getting it going. We need the defense to hold up a little bit. Let Jackson Arnold get some confidence. I don't love that at all. I also love what the Baylor Bears got going on. Dave Aranda turned the season around last year. Sawyer Robinson has all the tools he needs to be a really, really good quarterback in the Big 12 this year. I'm going to give them a win. I think they beat Auburn. And if you watch the SEC video in a few days after this one comes out, which I have not done yet, hopefully I remember, boom, 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 that Auburn beats or loses to Baylor. So I already have all that pre-filled out. SMU. At SMU, this is a true road game. I love SMU, and I think the Baylor Bears drop one of these first two games. I think it's going to be the SMU game, but I think they start 1-1 either way. At home against Samford, that will be a win for the Baylor Bears. At Oklahoma State, that is also a win for the Baylor Bears. Kansas State, this is an interesting team. All these Big 12 teams, just in the middle of they're all the same. They're all the same. I think this is a good place to pause, take a drink from the patented mug right there, Ian Fritts Show. This is the channel you're watching, by the way. If you're not subscribed, go ahead and do that below. Big red button. Like it, comment where you disagree, what you're looking forward to from the Big 12 this year, and I will respond. Oh, spilled some water. No big deal. Waterproof desk. Kansas State Wildcats. I'm gonna go loss. Whoops. I'm gonna go loss against. Nope. I'm going win. It's at home. Give me a win. Give me a win. Bye week. This is 6 straight weeks. This is a much needed bye week for the Baylor Bears right here in this point in their schedule in their season. So I'm gonna go a win against TCU, a win against Cincinnati. Whoa. Win against Cincinnati. A win at home against UCF. Bye week. I love where their bye weeks are. I love where their bye weeks are for the Baylor Bears. I love it. 6, then a bye, 3, then a bye, then 3 more games. I really like that. I really like that. Okay. At home against Utah, we'll give them a win there. At Arizona, I already said this was a loss for the Baylor Bears. We're going to give them a loss there. Just it's one of those Big 12 games late in the year. You're on the road. Are you really all there mentally? No, you're not. So you end up falling and losing. And we'll give them a win against Houston to end the year. So what? I have Baylor going 10-2? Oh, this can't be right. 10-2 for the Baylor Bears. And their over-under is 7.5. I'm hitting the over on all these. This is not good, folks. 10-2. I wish it would let me draw these numbers better. I would be doing this on my doodler, but sometimes it doesn't screen record everything I want it to, so then we lose it all. That's no good. BYU, next team up. Who's going to be their quarterback? We have no idea. We have absolutely no clue. Portland State, that's a win. I don't care anything about Portland State. Stanford, that's a win. They stink. Then a bye week. Look, these teams that play 2 games and then a bye week, just automatic disadvantage for those teams. Automatic disadvantage. East Carolina, win. At Colorado, win. West Virginia, Friday night. At home, it's at home. BYU Friday night games at home. I still like them to win that game. At Arizona, we're going to give them a loss here because Arizona has the win on that. Utah, we're going to give them a loss against Utah. The battleground, whatever it's called, that rivalry, BYU, Utah, Mormons against Mormons. At Iowa State, I love Iowa State. That's a loss. So BYU starts out hot, 5, boom, lose 3 in a row, boom, boom, boom. And look, in those boom, 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 3 straight weeks after a bye week on the second week of the season. That's no good. That is no good. Those second week bye weeks stink. They need to figure out that if you're a Big 12 team and you have the week 2 bye. That's horrific. Then we got November, turn the schedule, and you go on the road to Lubbock, Texas, and you have to play Texas Tech Red Raiders. This is a loss. It's a loss. BYU's over under 6.5. This could have dropped. I had this before Jake Retzloff was officially off the team. So this over under may have dropped now. So we don't exactly know because I didn't look. And at home against TCU, I'll give them a win here. Again, see, like I'm saying these things, and I'm like, are they really going to beat TCU in November 15th at home? I kind of like TCU and what they got going on. All these Big 12 teams, there's elements of these teams where I really like. I don't love, but I like. It's hard. The Big 12, again, just who knows? Who knows? At Cincinnati, we will give them a win there. Cincinnati is one team where I'm like, bleh, everything stinks there. UCF, we really don't know what's going on there. And I'll give them a win against UCF. So what is that? Three wins to finish off the year after they have just a year of streaks for the BYU Cougars. So 4 or 5, 6, 7, 8. So we got them going 8-4 here for the BYU Cougars. Again, I'm hitting the over. I'm expecting a lot of fun stuff in the season. I just want every team to win. So 8-4 for BYU. That would put them in third place in the Big 12 so far. Don't love that. All right, here's the team that's going to lose some football games. It's the UCF Knights. Scott Frost back in town. Good for Scott Frost getting a job again. Good for him going back to the place where he ended up going to Nebraska from. Jacksonville State, yeah, that's a win. North Carolina A&T, that's a win. Bye week stinks, and you go on the road to North Carolina and Bill Belichick, except this is at home, excuse me. It's going to be a loss, though. We're going to go ahead and chalk that up to an L. At Kansas State, loss. Kansas at home, loss. At Cincinnati, battle of the probably what I think are going to be the two worst teams in the Big 12. Maybe I'm forgetting about a Big 12 team. I'm not. Yeah, I think UCF and Cincinnati are going to be the two worst teams in the Big 12. Hopefully that doesn't come back to bite me saying that. At Cincinnati, loss. West Virginia, at home, loss. Bye week, reset. I already had them losing to Baylor here. And Houston at home, loss. At Texas Tech, loss. Maybe loss against Oklahoma State. Are they going to go winless in Big 12 play? Is that what I have predicted here? Oh, no. At BYU, I already have them losing that game. So, I got to give them a win here along the way. I can't have them go winless. That's the issue with the Big 12. Can't have them go winless here. So I'm gonna give them the win against Houston at home, and I'm gonna give them the win on the road against Cincinnati. I like that a little more. So what is that? 4-8. That makes a little more sense. I like the 4-8. One win below their win total. That makes sense. I can see them going 4-8. 4-8 for the Knights and Scott Frost year one. Look, year one, you don't expect him to do much. You just expect him to be there and show up every weekend. Cincinnati, this is going to be tough, folks. This is going to be tough for the Cincinnati Bearcats. Feel for you fans, if there are any, of the Cincinnati Bearcats. This is a loss against Nebraska on Thursday. It's a win against Bowling Green. Yay! It's a win against Northwestern State. Hey, starting off the year hot. Really love that for the Cincinnati Bearcats. Then you got a bye week. Then you go on the road to Kansas. Loss. I like Kansas, like what they got going on. I love Iowa State. Said that multiple times already. UCF, have them losing there. Oklahoma State, that's a loss. Baylor, already had them lose to Baylor. At Utah, I just don't see them winning on the road against Utah. And then you got 3 games left in the season. Arizona, already had them lose that one. BYU, I had them beat BYU. We'll give them a win there at home. Did I have them beat BYU? I did not. That's a loss. And then at TCU, I just don't see them win that game. I don't see them winning that game. Again, look, this is impossible to do in July, but I love doing it, and I love seeing where my brain is at initially. Look, a lot of red for Cincinnati. Again, these are the 2 worst teams in the Big 12, I think, going into this season. So, but they're going to pick up a win along the way here. Now, who's it going to be against? I do not know, but as of right now, we have them as the worst team in the Big 12. Their over-under win total is 6.5. I don't see that happening. I don't see how they get to 6.5. I don't see that at all, ladies and gentlemen. So 2-10. That I also don't see 2-10 happening. But right now, I don't think I can pick another way for them to get more wins right now. That's just where I'm at. That is where I'm at. Colorado, Dion without his Golden Boys. Here we go. What's he going to do? Year 3 without his guys. Year 1 without his guys. What is he going to be able to do? We do not know. Georgia Tech, loss. Delaware, win. At Houston, loss. And look, we just don't know quarterback-wise. Is Caden Salter really going to take a leap? He took a step back last year at Liberty. 2 years ago, solid quarterback. Last year, regression. Can he take that jump at Colorado with Dion? We will see. Wyoming at home. I'll give him a win there against Wyoming. Benefit of the doubt. Colorado, it's a loss. At TCU. I really like TCU, folks. I really do. TCU. I keep coming to these TCU games. I'm like, no. That's probably going to be a win for TCU. So we'll give them a loss there. Iowa State, automatic loss there. I'm going to give them a win on the road at Utah coming off a bye. I hate it, but that's where we're at. Yeah. I like that spot in the schedule. Look, Utah's going to be playing Arizona State and BYU the 2 weeks prior. Colorado's coming off a bye. I like that. I like that place in the calendar for the Buffaloes. Arizona, who do I have win that game? Had Arizona winning that game, so we're going to go loss there. At West Virginia, loss. Bye week, Arizona State, that is a loss. And at K-State, that is also a loss. So what do we have at Colorado going? We have them going 3-9. 3-9. Dude, I don't like that either. I don't think I've liked really anything I've done here in the Big 12 record predictions. But there's nothing you can do. 3-9 it is for the Colorado Buffalo and Deion Sanders. And for Deion, does he really care? Probably not, because his kid is gone. Travis Hunter's gone. Who cares if you're Deion Sanders? He doesn't. Houston. Year 2 of Willie Fritts. Incredible head coach. Connor Wegman coming in from Texas A&M. I like what Houston's got going on. Now, year 3 is usually where the leap happens, and that's where you want to see all the growth. So this could be a building block year for them for next year, but I like what they got. They're over under 6.5. I'm leaning towards the over, but we'll see where all this shapes out with their schedule. It's going to be a win against Stephen F. Austin. I would be shocked if anybody lost to them this year. At Rice, Food, that's a win. Colorado, it's a win. Good start for the Cougars. 2 Cougars in the Big 12, BYU and Houston. Interesting. At Oregon State, I like them winning that. Oregon State decimated ever since they're not in a conference anymore. Texas Tech at home, I'm going to give them a loss there. At Oklahoma State, I will give them another loss there. And then Arizona, who do I have win that game? I had Houston winning this one, so we'll give them a win there. At Arizona State, I assume I had it. Yep, Arizona State's winning that one. So this is a loss for Houston. West Virginia, the Mountaineers, they're an interesting team. We'll get to them when we get to their schedule here at the end, but I kind of like what they got going on. Rich Rodriguez coming back in there. Is it going to make the difference they need it to? Who knows? I definitely don't. I'm going to go with Houston getting that win. It's at home. If it was in Morgantown, I'd probably go West Virginia. At UCF, yeah, that's a win. Yeah, no chance Houston loses that. Except I had UCF winning that, so Houston does lose. TCU, that's a loss. And then at Baylor, it's a loss. Oh, man, I don't like that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, I had them just hitting the under. So I'd have to have them beat Tech, beat Oklahoma State. I kind of like them to win that UCF game, but we'll see. 6-6 for the Cougars. Again, this is a building block year. This isn't the year that we're looking for. Next year is the year you expect a big leap from the Cougars. 6-6. That just looks like a circle with a line on top of it. Iowa State. Here we go. I need to start picking up the pace. Iowa State. Week 0 against Kansas State. Look, these teams that open up conference play in week 0 or week 1, crazy. One thing, but you got to do it. Iowa State. I prefer Iowa State over Kansas State. Iowa State's win total, though, is 7.5. I don't quite understand that, but we'll see. It's a win against South Dakota. It's a loss against Iowa. Well, it's at home. It's a win. Give them 3 in a row right there. At Arkansas State, that is a win. Take a break. Play Arizona, and you will win that football game as well. At Cincinnati, you will win that game. At Colorado, you will win that game. And the Iowa State Cyclones are a top 15 football team if they start 7-0. BYU, they will win this game as well. Arizona State, they will win this game as well. At TCU will be the first loss for the Iowa State Cyclones. Then they regroup. They get to play Kansas. I'm going to have them drop that one, but then I will have them win against Oklahoma State at the end of the year. And they are now 10-2, the Iowa State Cyclones, shattering their 7.5 over-under. I love what the Cyclones got going on. Kansas Jayhawks. Year whatever for Jalen Daniels. Look, injured a couple years ago. Heisman contender a couple years ago. Then he got injured. I love the Jayhawks. Win against Fresno State. Win against Wagner. It's going to be a loss at Missouri. Just hate to say that already. It's going to be a loss. Look, no can do. At home against West Virginia, that'll be a win. Cincinnati, definitely a win. At UCF, what I have going on here. Yep. That's going to be a win for Kansas. At Texas Tech, that will be a loss. We're going to put them down for a loss there. I think Texas Tech is... I'm shaping up to have Texas Tech never lose a game here with the way this schedule's trending. Kansas State, had them lose this one. I'm going to have them lose that one. Oklahoma State, we'll give them a loss there. And at Arizona, I believe I had them win that game. Yes, I did. Good memory, Ian. At Iowa State, it's going to be a win for Kansas. And then Utah on Friday night, a loss. So we'll do 1, 2, 3, 4, 8-4, 8-5, 7-5. We're going to change that one to a win right there. Boom. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I like the Kansas Jayhawks to go 8-4. I prefer that over 7-5. So they will hit the over, if you're following me, because they're over under 7.5. So 8 is higher than 7. All right, Kansas State, last 5 teams, 6 teams. Here we go. Loss for Kansas. Avery Johnson, year 2. What do we like his hair? His hair is great. His hair is phenomenal. Do we like the way he plays football? Sometimes we do. Sometimes we do. Other times we do not, because he doesn't always play it that well. North Dakota. That's going to be a win for North Dakota. Army, win. At Arizona, win, I assume. Yes, win. UCF. It's going to be a loss for UCF, so a win for Kansas State. At Baylor, that is going to be a loss for the Wildcats. And Kansas State always seems to be going 8-4, 9-3, no matter what. And their over/under is 8.5. That seems exactly where they need to be every single year. So TCU at home, we're going to give them a win there. At Kansas, it was a win. Texas Tech, we'll give them a loss there. 3 games to close it out. Loss against Oklahoma State, win against Utah, and a win against the Colorado Buffalo. Do I like that? Yeah, I think I like that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8-4 for the Wildcats. Solid season, under their win total, but it's right around it. Man, Vegas knows what they're doing, don't they? They know what they're doing with these over-unders. Oklahoma State, 5.5. Let me say this about the Oklahoma State Cowboys. Every year where everybody seems to be all over Oklahoma State, they're thinking, yeah, this is the year for Oklahoma State to take over the Big 12. This is their year. Every time that happens, it's like they stink. They absolutely stink. And we're thinking, what is going on with Mike Gundy and Stillwater? What is happening? And then we doubt him the next year, and they all prove us wrong. He proves us wrong time and again, and it seems like that's what's going to happen this year for the Oklahoma State Cowboys. Over under 5.5. You win 8 games if you're Mike Gundy. Successful season. Easily successful season. UT Martin, we already got 1. We only need 7 more. Oregon in week 2 for you is tough. Like, that's a loss. You can automatically chalk that up to an L. But then you regroup, play Tulsa, win. You got Baylor. That's a tough spot. That's going to be a loss. That nothing you can do there. But at Arizona, we're going to have them lose that one as well. Yeah, we're going to have them lose that one. Houston, we're going to have them beat Houston. Here we go. Get regrouping, 3-3. We're well on our way to those 5.5 wins. Cincinnati, yes, it's going to be a win because Cincinnati stinks. So it's going to be a win. At Texas Tech, that will be a loss. Yep. At Kansas, that will be a win. Take a bye. You get K-State. That'll be a loss, though. And then at UCF, you're going to have a win there. What are we at with 1 game left in the schedule? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 wins for Oklahoma State. and then a loss against Iowa State. Their schedule's tougher than I thought. They kind of play all the top teams in the Big 12: Iowa State, Kansas, Texas Tech. Those last 5 are tough games. To go 2-3 in that stretch is probably better than they will do. So I have them go 6-6. Oklahoma State. Well, maybe I don't like them as much as I thought I did. TCU. Here we go. At UNC. Loss. Hey, 2 Big 12 teams playing UNC. Who was the other one here? I know I've seen it. UCF. Yeah. UNC going 2-0 against the Big 12. Abilene Christian. Win. SMU. Loss. At Arizona State. I think I had them win this game. We will see. I did not. I had them lose that game. Whoops. Colorado. It's going to be at TCU. So that's a win. A win for TCU. Kansas State. Loss. I guess I don't love TCU. To be honest with you, I have all these teams beating TCU. And that honestly, that might be the issue here, is that I've already done it. And then I get to them and I'm like, man, I think they could win. But that's the Big 12 at heart. That's the nature of the Big 12. Nothing you can do there. That is the nature of the Big 12. Okay. Baylor. So that was a loss against Baylor. Was that a loss against Baylor? It was, yeah. It was a loss. At West Virginia. Win. Iowa State. Loss. No, win. I have them beating Iowa State because that was Iowa State's first loss of the season. At BYU, I believe I had them win that game. I did not. At Houston, have them win that game. And then Cincinnati at home. It's going to be an obvious win situation for TCU there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6-6 for the TCU Horny Frogs. That is under their win totals. Man, I don't love that. I don't love going on the under on the 6-6 side of the TCU Horny Frogs. Man, the Big 12 is probably the hardest conference to do this with because there's really no top and there's really no bottom. It's all just bleh. It's all just there. And that's why it's so difficult. Texas Tech, win against Arkansas Pine Bluff. Would be shocked if they lost that one. Kent State, probably the worst D1 FBS team. Oregon State, that's a win. At Utah, we'll give them a win there. At Houston, that's a win. It's a win against Texas Tech, or it's a win against Kansas, Arizona State. I had them beat Arizona State as well. Oh no. Do I have them go undefeated here? Do I have them going undefeated? I may have them go undefeated, and that will not happen. Just PSA, I will have to chase one of these to a loss. BYU. Oh no, folks. Oh no. I seemingly we'll give them a loss against West Virginia to end the year, and we will also have them lose to Utah. 10-2 for the Texas Tech Red Raiders. Look, they have all the money in the world. They have a bunch of talent. The thing that keeps holding me back on Texas Tech, they have a lot of returning talent. Look, it's the QB play. I don't love Baron Morton, and hopefully, if you're a Texas Tech fan, I think you should be hoping he gets benched, and then they go back with their 4-star quarterback that backs him up. I just don't love his quarterback play, but clearly, I like what they got going on everywhere else. I have them going 10-2 with Iowa State. Utah at UCLA, win. That'll be a fun game actually to start the season. Nico Iamaleava at quarterback for UCLA. So that'll be a fun game to start the year for the Utah Utes. Cal Poly, win. At Wyoming, win. Wyoming going 0-2 against the Big 12. Usually they win a game against the Big 12, so they may win against Utah, or they may win against, who else were they playing? Somebody. They were playing somebody. Anyways, Texas Tech, it was a win. At West Virginia, we'll give them an L there. Regroup, bye week, but you play Arizona State. Tough. That's a loss. At BYU, was that a win? It was a win. Nope. Yes, it was a win. It was a win for Utah. Man, what do I have Utah going, folks? I have them beat Colorado, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I have them beaten Colorado. No, I do not. I do not. Cincinnati, yes, there's no doubt in my mind they win that game. Cincinnati's going to stink this year, folks. Just putting that on your radar. They're going to stink. They're not going to be a very good football team. They are not going to be a very good football team. Utah, a loss at Baylor. Utah's over-under is 7.5. Classic spot for a Big 12 team, 7.5 wins. 6-7, yeah, Big 12 team. K-State, that is going to be a loss. And then at Kansas to finish out the year, we will have a loss on that one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 6 for Utah. Just under the over-under. 6-6. West Virginia to finish it out. They will win against Robert Morris. They will win at Ohio. They will lose to Pitt in that rivalry game. At home, though, they may win that game. I'm going to give them a win. I'm going to give them a loss. I'm going to give them a win. Give them a win. At Kansas, it will be a loss. Utah, it will be a win. Look at that. West Virginia starting out 4-1. Look at that. Look at that. At BYU, it will be a loss. Yeah. Friday night game, no chance. No chance. Then you get a bye week. You regroup. You get to play UCF. That will definitely be a win. Yeah. UCF, don't love what they got going on this year. TCU, I think we'll have them beat TCU in this situation. No, we will not. We will not. At Houston. Look, I keep coming back to Houston. What I may have to regroup, go through these records and see where I can pick up a win, where can I pick up a loss here, and just, bump one up, bump one down type situation after the end of this West Virginia schedule here. At Houston, what was that? That was a loss. It's a loss. It's a loss. It's a loss. Colorado was a win. Yep, I like that. I like that. I like that. At Arizona State was a loss. Yep. That makes sense. That makes sense. And Texas Tech, I had them lose that one as well. I had them win that one. Oof, I don't know about that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Whoa. No. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Wow, okay. No, I cannot have West Virginia go 7-5, but we're going to have them go 7-5. We will have them go 7-5. Okay, there it is, folks. There is your green and red board for every team in the Big 12. Arizona going 6-6. Arizona State going 9-3. Baylor going 10-2. BYU going 8-4. UCF going 4-8. Cincinnati bringing up the rear, 2-10. Colorado right behind them, 3-9. Houston 6-6. Iowa State 10-2. Kansas 8-4. Kansas State 8-4. Oklahoma State 6-6. TCU 6-6. Texas Tech 10-2. Utah 6-6. West Virginia 7-5. This would put 3 teams at 10-2. Texas Tech. Oops. I don't know why that's filling in. Anyways, Texas Tech at 10-2. Iowa State at 10-2. And Baylor at 10-2. I like all 3 of those teams finishing at 10-2, to be honest with you. Now we will see who would this put in the Big 12 championship game. If I had to choose between those 2 teams, I'm leaning towards Baylor and I'm leaning towards Texas Tech. So I don't know if that's how the tiebreaker would work, but we'll put those 2 teams in the Big 12 championship game, and we will have the Baylor Bears. We will have the Baylor Bears win the Big 12 championship. Here's your winners right here, folks. Baylor Bears are your Big 12 champions of the world in 2025. Playoff spot. Sawyer Robinson, Dave Aranda, back where they belong. That's it for Big 12. The next one up will be ACC. Stay tuned for that. Again, if you have not subscribed, subscribe down below. College football has begun. We will do nonstop college football from here until the end of the season. Subscribe down below. Comment where you disagree. What if I got one wrong here, if I have a win here and a win for another team, double win, that has happened before, and it could happen here. So just subscribe down below, comment what you disagree with, where I'm wrong. I can be swayed. But this is what my gut tells me here in July of 2025, July 20th of 2025. This is where I'm at. Again, injuries haven't happened yet. Fall camp hasn't happened yet. Way too early. Every single record prediction, every single game prediction for the Big 12. Thanks for tuning in. I love you guys. Bye.
He has trouble with the snap, and the ball is free. It's picked up by Michigan State's Jalen Watts-Jackson, and he scores on the last play of the game.
25, 40, 45, 50, 45. There it goes.